42 years has passed since Joe Frazier fought Ron Stander in Omaha, Nebraska. The championship boxing's been absent, and it's about to come to a close when hometown hero Terence Crawford defends his title in his hometown against Cuban great, equally undefeated, Yuriorkis Gamboa. Joining me now is Omaha's trainer, the assistant trainer of Omaha's champion, Terence Crawford, Red Spikes. It's been a long time, Red. Thanks for joining me so close to fight time. How's everything been going?
No problem.
How's everything going, Red?
Everything's good, man. Everything's on schedule. Camp was great, of course, and we're just ready to go.
Yeah, like I said, 42 years came and gone, and what's the feeling on Team Crawford about bringing this gift to the hometown fans?
It means a lot. It's historical. It's a historical moment that, I can't even give you the words to describe, how big this is for the city and how big of an event that this is for everybody in Omaha, man. It's kind of on time we needed this for the city. And, who better to do it than Terence Crawford,
Yeah, it's one thing to have a great fighter coming from Nebraska. It's another thing when the great fighter actually wins a championship. How's everything changed inside Team Crawford, and in particular the champ himself? Terence, you knew him forever. What's different in Terence now? What's different now?
What's different from him then and now?
Yeah, what's different?
And let's say a lot of maturity in him. He was young, he was running the streets, and getting in a little trouble, and just little things was kind of deterring him. But I was kind of wondering, would he be one of those guys that would have the talent to become something? There's always that person that was in high school or playing basketball or something, and the streets took them, and they never had that opportunity to become in the NBA or become a world champion or to maximize their potential. And it's just things that happened in his life, turned him around, and he saw the bigger picture, and look at him now.
Yeah. And you missed out on the excitement when Terence went over to Scotland and took the title away from the defending champ at the time, Ricky Burns. You couldn't make that trip, but this one's almost equally exciting, and maybe more. How exciting is it to defend that title first time at home? How's the champ feel, and how do you feel being able to be in the corner now finally? You missed out on winning the championship. You're able to do it now. How's it feel for you?
Yeah, things that happen in your past just follows you. I had some legal issues. I couldn't get cleared for a passport at that time. Everything is straightened out now. If the fight would have happened now, but there's water under the bridge. I wish I would have been there for the moment that he wanted. But if things happen in life, you can't do it. But I think that it being in Omaha is great, man. I don't even know the words to really describe it. It's kind of unheard of around these parts. It's been 42 years, and I'm 34. So that was even before I was born. So I couldn't. In my lifetime, there's never been a world championship fight, and I can't even tell you. I can't even count on one hand how many actual boxing events, professional events that have took place in the actual city of Omaha. So, for it to be here and for it to be this magnitude and this big of a fight, it's great. I don't even know if Omaha's boxing knowledge is up to par that they know the magnitude of Terence Crawford. He's the world champion, and the magnitude of Yuriorkis Gamboa. I don't think that they really realize it until they get into that arena Saturday night and see how electric it is.
Yeah, it's really incredible when you think about it. It's almost a half century. It's nuts. But you weren't able to make the trip. I already said. Being in Scotland is a cool place to be. It's cool that if you have a chance to go there, go see the place. It's beautiful. But you had to stay in Omaha when he won the title, and it's kind of cool because you were able to put your finger on the pulse of the city when he won the title. How was it?
It was great.
Where'd you watch it from?
How the city was?
Yeah, where'd you watch it from?
Say what?
Where did you watch the fight when he beat Burns?
We were in a sports bar that actually picked up because it was a problem with the cable providers. It was on CenturyLink, and we don't. a lot of subscribers don't have CenturyLink here in Omaha, but a couple of bars picked it up. The Brewski's bar chain picked it up, and it was wall-to-wall people in those bars. And when he said the new, the crowd just, it just went crazy. It just went crazy in there. I mean, it was electric, man. It made us like the Beatles right now of Omaha. It seems like, people stopping them to take autographs, stopping them to take pictures. It's a good thing, man. It's a good feeling, It's a great feeling to be a part of it.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook, and I noticed you changed your picture to the Beatles. Is that what that represents?
Yeah.
Is that you guys?
I'm a music connoisseur, so I actually have on a Beatles T-shirt right now. I like the Beatles, so
you have to like the Beatles if you're honest.
It's a good analogy. It was from a Jay-Z line.
Yeah.
When he said, "I did it my way," and that's kind of another thing that I think about when thinking about Terence. That song on the Blueprint, "I Did It My Way," and the Frank Sinatra sample, and he was like, "It was waiting 4 or 5 days, like I'm a Beatle or something." That's what that's really in reference to.
Yeah.
And I like the Beatles too, so that's it's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. And you're right at home, and Terence wasn't there. There is Facebook and Twitter and phones, of course. You I'm sure talk to Terence. You let him know exactly what's going on in Nebraska. You were there.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like the next day in the paper? It's usually probably second, third, or even fourth and fifth, sixth fiddle even to other sports. But when he won the title, what was it like in the newspaper? Was it first page? Front page?
It was front page on the sports section. It was pretty big. We're just a writer. We got Tony Boone that has been following Terence since he was an amateur. And, it takes a while sometimes for a city like this to really recognize. They don't really recognize, you say world champion, they're like, oh, okay. They don't really recognize the magnitude of it because it's not a boxing city like a Philly or, or LA or the Texas area, New York area. They know what a world champion is and what it means and what they bring to the city, Boxing is historical in those places. Boxing doesn't have a whole lot of deep history here, so people are really getting to the grasp, getting to the level of understanding that how big this is. And I think after this fight, we might have to hire some private security after this fight. After everyone go to the event and they see that it's an event, it's not like a Golden Glove amateur fight, and I think some people had that in their head, it's just a little boxing match. But when they get there and they see the show, and they see the electricity, they see HBO, Max Kellerman and Lampley, Roy Jones, and they see 50 Cent, they're going to be like, oh my God, like this is, it's an event. So I think people are really going to wake up, especially after we beat Gamboa on Saturday night too. The boxing world is going to take notice too, and really give them this respect. So, there's a lot of things in store for us when we win this fight. So.
Yeah, you're totally right. And what is the talent like in Omaha right now? And does Terence realize that he might be like, maybe the Manny Pacquiao of Omaha? He might inspire a lot of kids to want to be a fighter now. Kids who probably
He already has. We actually go on a tour to schools for anti-bullying. Talk to students first through sixth grade, elementary school kids, to get to the heart of the problem. They can see a guy, a world champion boxer like Terence, that came up, raised the way that he was raised, and have been through the things that he's been through to turn his life around and to become something. And that's that little influence for those kids will hopefully help deter a lot of that things going on, because that leads to gang banging and things that's going on in our inner city community. So he really gives back to the community.
Yeah, and it's important, and it's good to see a champion who's willing to help out, because a lot of people try to just go away and have fun and enjoy the life of a champion, but it's good to see when someone's trying to be responsible and bringing some good to the community too. That's a good thing.
He loves Omaha. We've never had anything to really grasp on, anyone that you can touch. It's been people, it's been professional athletes that come out of here and they went away and they never came back, or they come back and charge you $1 million for a basketball camp or a football camp or something like that. But our gym is free. You know, our gym is free for amateurs. You know, they have to pay their USA boxing license for the year and maybe little things here and there. But you know, that's something that's right there in the neck of the community, right in the middle of North Omaha, that the kids can come down and see him every day, every other day, watch him train. You know, I mean, it's wonderful. It's a great thing that we needed, and it's perfect for a guy like that to come up like that and do the things that he's doing right now.
Yeah, you can't beat free. I mean, people, boxing is the poor man's sport, and
yeah,
it's always been. And now you're seeing a lot of places people are charging way too much to join a gym, and that's why you won't see so much talent coming out of America anymore. That's what happened to it. And are you happy with the way the local news is treating the gym? Does the local news come out and watch the champ train too?
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, we went out in Colorado Springs for 6 weeks, so you know, actually, Walter Jernstrom from Channel 6 traveled to Colorado Springs to get an interview with him. So, you know, there's been a lot of love in the media.
Yeah.
And I think that they're really grasping the whole of this thing and showing us a lot of media attention. We're in the newspapers, on the news channels, you know, and I mean, it's an incredible thing. It's an awesome thing. I mean, we've always dreamt about this. Now it's coming true. So it's great.
Yeah, Saturday night's almost here. And Yorikis, I have trouble saying that for some reason right now. I always say his name and I never mess up, but I'm messing up his name all the time now. Yorikis Gamboa.
Yorikis Gamboa. Yeah.
He's a different animal than Ricky Burns is. He's a guy who's been boxing all his life, came up in the Cuban system. It seems to me like Terence respects Gamboa, and it's a legitimate respect that he got. And Terence respects all his opponents, I know, but it's kind of... He knows that Gamboa is a different kind of animal. What do you see in Gamboa, and why do you think this calls for more respect from the champ?
I mean, it's a mutual respect. Actually, you don't see Gamboa really, you know, talking, you know, down about Crawford's skills or anything like that. You know, of course, Gamboa's going to be confident. You know, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less, but you know, Gamboa came up through the Cuban system, like you said. He's a 2-time gold medalist. He has a lot of experience. You know, he has fast hands, you know, pretty good reflexes. I mean, you know, he's pretty unorthodox. You know, so, I mean, it's some things about Gamboa that's a little bit different. And, you know, he brings a different thing to the table. But us as a coaching staff, and we have the utmost confidence in Terence. Terence has the utmost confidence in himself to get this victory. You know, I mean, we just like I would put us on par with many of the top training teams out here in America. I mean, we're going to show that Saturday night. You know, we're going to show that Terence is for real and we're for real. You know, we're for real about our craft and we take our craft serious, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have a lot of respect for Gamboa, but that's going to go out of the way on Saturday night. I mean, we got to get in there and show him who's boss and show him who's the champ, you know. Gamboa did a lot of his good work at 126. Mm-hmm. You know, he hasn't looked as great at 135. You know, I don't think he carries that same amount of power that he had. I think he's a little bit slower at 135. You know, I mean, of course, we respect his speed, but I mean, I think those are things that we'll be able to exploit and take advantage of on Saturday night. I mean, you know,
yeah,
I mean, that's simple as that.
He could be a hard guy to find people to imitate in sparring, though. Like, how was it finding people who could imitate him the way he is, Gamboa?
I mean, you're not going to, like, just like he's not going to find anybody to imitate Terence. I mean, they're both good at adapting to styles. Terence can adapt mid-round, and his boxing IQ is very high. So, I mean, anything that Gamboa brings to the table, we've already prepared for in pad work. We've already prepared for in sparring. You know, we would expect the sparring partners to do certain things or try to emulate certain things. We can't emulate them to a T, but there's certain habits that he has and certain things that he does that in sparring that we would have, you know, our sparring partners try to do more of while they're sparring. You know, so I mean, the only thing that we was really concerned about was speed. We were trying to, you know, we got speedy sparring partners, so it wasn't I mean, it's just like I said, Terence will be able to adapt. Gamboa has that long amateur background. Terence has a long amateur background too. So I mean, he's able to adapt. He's seen a lot of different styles as well, and he's able to adapt. So I'm not too concerned about with the sparring, with the emulation of sparring. I mean, because you never know what a person's going to do on Saturday night as well.
Mm-hmm.
He might be prepared for one thing, and he's doing something else. He's doing something else on that Saturday night. Yeah. So, I mean, that's, we'll be ready for it all.
Absolutely. And you trained for this camp in Colorado. How long did training camp last, and how long did you spend in Colorado?
We spent 5 or 6 weeks in Colorado. Training camp was about a good 8 weeks, 8.5. But the thing about it is Terence never left the gym. Terence was working out. I mean, we just kept him at a minimum pace. He's been working out maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the Burns fight. He'll be in the gym 3 or 4 times and going to strength and conditioning and getting strengthening certain things in his game. So, I mean, he's a year-round gym rat. So, I mean, it was nothing to jump right into training camp and pick it up when we needed to. So, yeah, it was around an 7 to 8 week training camp.
Did you train in Colorado before? Did Terence?
Yeah, the last three fights we did in Colorado.
Okay, why is it like Colorado? Is it what you would think it is? Is it difficult at first?
Oh yeah, the air, the elevation is makes it more difficult to breathe, and it's just different things about the altitude that helps when you come down to regular sea level. So I mean, it also gets us away from everybody in Omaha. It's 9 hours away. We had people back home handling tickets and handling the T-shirts and handling everything for us. So we were able to get away, focus on what we need to focus on, and get the work in that we need to get in.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes winning a championship takes the hunger away from a guy. The guy's not the same after winning a title. And then you see some guys who it brings them up a level or 2 or even 3 levels up when they win the title. Yeah. What do you think it's going to do to Terence? What do you see in Terence? Is he the same or?
This is just the beginning. So it's he's trained harder than he's ever trained before. He's trained harder than he's ever trained before. I mean, knowing the opponent that he got in front of him and knowing the hunger that he has for more. He has the hunger. One of my buddies just came by. Hold on. Hold on, baby. When you coming back? I come back. Get up there and write my number there.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Chris.
No problem, Ray.
Yeah, but I mean, he's trained harder than ever. I mean, the goal is to be a multiple world champion in multiple weight classes and eventually get to the top tier of that pound for pound list. So this was just the beginning. He knows what it takes now. There's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of trial and error that goes into coming up and becoming a world champion, us as coaches and him as a fighter. So, I mean, he knows what it takes. He knows the drive that he needs to now. We learn every camp, so it's just a process. And he gets better each time.
Yeah, and you get the feeling when you're in camp, the energy levels and stuff, and you could feel it, the way the champ's feeling, the way the camp's feeling, the way the whole team's feeling. Do you feel like it's added pressure going into this fight? Do you feel like he's taking it in stride totally, or do you feel like he knows that he wants to impress the hometown? I mean, that's got to be there.
But I mean, of course, you want to impress the hometown, but at the end of the day, getting the W is the most important thing. We got a game plan mapped out, and we got game plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So, as long as he sticks to the game plan, and we're able to adjust in the corner and do what we're supposed to do, what we're born to do, then I think everything will be okay. I mean, we're not trying to go out there and put on an exciting show or be we want to get the W is the main thing,
Yeah. So you're not gonna go after and try to do things that you're gonna let the fight come to you and feel the way it feels as it goes along. You're not going to go after anything, and that's the right way to be. I agree totally.
I mean, if it's there to be taken, then we're going to take it. I mean, we box first and go for the knockout second. I mean, it's say, We're just defensive-minded fighter, coaches and fighters. We're offensive-minded. So, I mean, it's just doing the best thing that we got to do to win the fight, you know. Pleasing the crowd, you know, that the crowd's not in there fighting, so, you know.
And you talked about Gamboa's strengths, and you even hit on his weaknesses a little. Is there any other weaknesses? What do you think when you watch the films of him? What do you see that you want to take advantage of? I mean, you know Terence is longer, and he's going to be able to hit him from further away. What is?
I'm not gonna give you anything specific, Chris. But I mean, we want to take advantage of our length and our size, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're the bigger men in there. We don't want to fight down to his size or give him any kind of advantages. You know, to work off his speed and fight in the middle ground where he can get off. Yeah. So, you know, basically, you know, not to give too much away, we're gonna keep that jab in his face. So and adjust to his speed and start timing him. I mean, it's a process. It's a 12-round fight, so we're not going out there guns blazing. We're going out there tactical, boxing, see what he's doing, see how he's reacting to certain stuff, and we're going to take it from there.
Yeah, and it's a good time because...
But to tell you a specific game plan, I'm not going to do that.
I totally understand.
Yeah, you just tune in on Saturday night and you watch the game plan unfold.
And that's it. Do you think it's possible that Gamboa coming off this long layoff, do you think it's possible that... Do you think it's impossible that all the rust is off? Do you think that's totally possible that he can have all the rust off? He's got to be somewhere.
Repeat that again?
Do you think that there's a chance that he might still be rusty? What do you think of just his overall not being in the ring?
We're not going in there to just try to bank on any kind of deficiency that he might have. We train for a full 100% sharp, crisp Gamboa that's on top of his game. You know, we're not going in there for any kind of lucky win. We want him to be on top of his game. We don't want, after we get the victory, we don't want people to say, well, I knew Gamboa was shot, or I knew the layoff was going to get him. We want to have a clean victory. Everybody give us our 100% respect behind it. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, Gamboa's a smart fighter. He knows how serious Terence is, as well as Terence knows how serious he is. So I'm sure he didn't take any shortcuts in training camp. He did his extra sit-ups when he needed to. I'm sure he pushed himself too, and that's what we expect. Yeah. We want to put on a good show, a good fight for the fans. You know, hopefully fight of the year type is what I'm looking for.
Yes, sir.
Is what I expect.
I'll tell you something. I'm excited about this fight. I've been excited since it got made. Let's just say I know there's a healthy level of respect from each camp to the other. But let's just hypothetically say Terence gets by Gamboa. Is there anybody else in your sight? Is there especially now that the Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya feud's over and they're looking to work together? And I remember not that long ago, Bob Arum, because of the inability to put fights together that he'd like to put together, I'm sure, he started coming up with ways to keep making money and to keep making fights. So he would be asking his fighters, Bob Arum would ask his fighters to maybe go outside of their comfort zone and fight in a weight division. And it happened to your man, Terence. Terence went up and fought Bradis Prescott when he had the opportunity. So there was always that possibility that Bob would ask his fighters to move up in weight. Now that there's more options, is there anybody else new in your path, in your vision, and who you want to see Terence with?
Well, I mean, you know how I'm going to answer that, and we're not going to call any names out. I mean, you know, if the fight is right, if the fight is right at 35 that we can't resist, we'll stay at 35. If it's a fight at 40 that we can't resist, well, I mean, it just depends. But I mean, we're focused on Gamboa. You know, I'm going to give you the politically correct statement. Mm-hmm. We're focused on Gamboa, and we'll talk about who's next after Gamboa.
That's the right answer. And what are we going to see Saturday night? You see your man training. You know how he is. What's your prediction if you're a betting man? I'm sure you're not a betting man, but if you were.
I mean, I would say, you know, I'll give you a synopsis of the fight. I think the first few rounds will be more of a chess match. It might not be too much excitement. You know, I mean, I've read that Gamboa plans to come out and try to press Crawford early. I mean, I feel as soon as he gets a taste of that power, he'll back off. But I believe that, the first quarter of the fight will be a tactical match. I think that once Terence gets his timing down and able to adjust to his speed, that we'll pull away late for a clean unanimous decision or a possible late stoppage. It just depends. If it comes, it comes, But basically, at the end of the day, we're going to get a W with no kind of disputes and no kind of, no kind of dispute about it. Clean, unanimous decision.
So late stoppage or
no controversy.
Yes, sir. And what, real quick before, something I always wonder about. We're getting close to the weigh-in. What is Terence's mood like when he's been hungry for this long and he's got to be not eating everything he wants to be able to eat? What's different about Terence when?
What we've been doing. He's not a rookie to it. So, the weight's coming off just fine. We're on track. We're ahead of schedule. Him not eating what he's not supposed to, that's a part of the game. He's in Omaha. A lot of his family and friends are around. He's in a positive mood. He's not cranky. He's not irritated. He's not killing himself to make weight. So, his mood is normal. Of course, it's crunch time, a little more serious. But as far as his overall demeanor, it's good. It's upbeat. He's happy. He's confident. We just anxious and ready for Saturday night. The waiting around is, we already here. If the weigh-in was tomorrow, we'll be ready tomorrow. So, it's just the wait. So we're waiting and dealing with the press and, a little bit of people wanting this, that, or whatever. We just want to get to Saturday night and let the gloves fly.
I'm glad. I can't wait to see it. It's a guy that I knew was going to be champion the first time I saw him fight. It's one of those times that you have no doubt. You know you're seeing a future champion. I'm glad I'm seeing him make history, go into his hometown, and I can't wait till Saturday night. I appreciate you taking this time to talk, Red. I wish your man luck and happy homecoming.
No doubt. Thank you.
I hope.
Are you coming to Omaha?
I'm not. I'm going to be watching, though. And I hope it's a good fight from the Century Link Center in defending champion Terence Crawford's hometown.
It's sold out. It's a packed house. I think they had to open up another level for tickets. So Omaha came out and support. So, you watch and enjoy it and watch this game plan unfold. And I'm going to talk to you on Sunday. You hit me up on Sunday. We'll talk on Sunday.
Thanks, Red. I will be watching.
You tell me what you think.
I'll let you know exactly what I think. Live on HBO Saturday night, June 28th. Yeah. Hope it's happy. And I hope that it's not another 42 years till there's another.
No. We plan on at least getting here once a year, hopefully. I don't know what Bob Bell's plans is, but just for this turnout and how the tickets have went, we'll definitely be back.
Thanks,
We'll definitely be back.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, thanks, Chris.